So here we have the Kia Cee'd 4 1.6 diesel manual on a 67 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and I'll run through some controls on the inside. But from the outside you can see it's a 5-door car with alloy wheels and tinted windows. Let's start off inside the boot and then work our way around the rest of the car from there. If you approach the back of the car, you'll see we've got reversing sensors. This car's also got a reversing camera, which I'll show you when we're inside the car. Plenty of boot space, along with that 60/40 split folding rear seat as well. So we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car, and then I'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But now that we've done a full circle of the car, you can see that it's a great looking car and in fantastic condition the whole way around as well. Just briefly before I climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. As you can see, you get full leather seats. The driver's seat is not only electrically adjustable, but has 2 memory settings as well. Besides that, there are plenty of other controls to run through, so let's hop in and we'll do that right now. Okay, so now that we're inside the car, we're going to start with the dials. On the left-hand side, we've got the rev counter, we have the speedometer in the middle, and then on the far right-hand side, the fuel gauge. You'll see in the middle of the speedometer, we have a trip computer that displays the total miles on this car, which are 6,954. You can change the information displayed above that using buttons on the steering wheel. There's various different bits of fuel economy info, as well as satellite navigation, your audio menu, and then a couple of different settings menus, and then back round to the beginning again. And those buttons I was using are on the bottom of the right hand side of the steering wheel here. Above that we have cruise control with speed limiter and the ability to change the setup of the steering. So if you give that button a push and look up on the screen, it will change to comfort mode, so that's extra sort of light power steering, good for parking and what have you. And then we've got normal and sport, which will give you firmer steering, so much more responsive, a better feel through the steering wheel if you're going slightly faster, say motorways for example. If we back out to the steering wheel properly, on the left hand side we've got stereo controls, and then we've got the ability to answer and end phone calls, as well as having voice activation for the phone. So hit that button, ask it to dial anyone in your contacts list, and it will do that for you without you having to take your phone from your bag or your pocket. That is of course once you've paired the phone, and that is done over on the central screen just here. So you've got a couple of menu buttons on the right and left hand sides, but essentially it's all touchscreen beyond that. You can see here, for example, this car's got DAB digital radio, as well as FM and AM radio as well. In terms of media input, nothing is plugged in at the moment, but you can stream music wirelessly via Bluetooth audio. There's also an auxiliary and USB input as well. This car has satellite navigation on top of that, and as I mentioned when we were at the back of the car, a reversing camera. If I pop the car into reverse, you'll now see you've got the full colour image there, also showing the guidelines on the ground, so you know where the car is headed in relation to the image that you see in front of you. Below that, we've got heated driver seat and heated passenger seat, deadlock, so you can lock the car doors from the outside, and we can turn off traction control from there as well. We then have dual zone climate control, so I can independently adjust the temperature on the driver and passenger side. I can increase or decrease the fan speed from here. I can turn the air conditioning on, it's on at the moment, or off again. Or I can hit auto, and the car will maintain those temperatures for me by adjusting the fan speed itself. And to override that, you can simply just readjust the fans, and you'll see the auto has now gone off. Below that, we've got 2 12-volt charging sockets, as well as the auxiliary and USB inputs that I mentioned previously. A 6-speed manual gearbox, and an electronic handbrake as well. The last thing I wanted to talk about is the panoramic glass sunroof. So first of all, we can press the button up there, and the visor or blind that's over it will open electronically. So at the moment, it is now just essentially a panoramic window, which lets in a lot of light. It's very, very nice. But it goes one step beyond that. It's got a tilt and slide front sunroof section as well. So you can see that will open up, as well as being able to let in the light. You've got the air as well. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, please feel free to call any of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.